Hey everybody, happy afternoon, happy Wednesday, January 25th. Woo, January's almost done. That means we're closer to spring. I hate that I'm getting older, but it means we're closer to spring and it's closer to summer. The days are getting longer. We had a little snowstorm here last night. I wouldn't even call it a snowstorm, but we got about 1 inch of snow. I didn't listen to the news this morning, but it's melting already, so it wasn't a big deal. I hope you're doing good. If you're here, say hello. Love to chat with you. Make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be here. Where are we? Hi, Crafting with Kim. Where did January go, right? January is not my favorite month, so I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, it looks like I'm where I'm supposed to be. Good deal. I'm more of a April, May, June. June and July and August are my months. I love the heat and the sun and the summer. Okay, enough weather chat. Hope you're all doing good. Hey Sherry, how are you? Good morning or good afternoon. It's afternoon here. We're gonna make a little fun fold. It's a simple little fun fold, and let me turn the camera around here. I am using two bundles. Actually, I'm not using the dies from the Something Fancy. Let me show you our mini catalog. This is the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. If you're new here, my name is Leslie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I just show people how to make fun, pretty things with paper and ink. This is the Fancy Flora Suite. You can purchase everything on this page for one price. So I did that. You save 10% on when you buy a stamp set along with the dies with the bundle price, you save 10%. So I bought the whole bundle. This two-tone Flora makes beautiful flowers, and you'll see that in just a second, but it doesn't have any sentiments on it. And so the Something Fancy complements it very well. And then these sentiment tags and tag dies. I think we used this one last week in one of my cards. Anyway, these are good just as standalone dies. You wouldn't really even need the Something Fancy because these are great to make your tags, but they are made for to fit all the different sentiments on the Something Fancy. And I will have a list of all the products I'm using today below in the description once I get off of here. And if you are interested in any of those. Oh my gosh, y'all, something just happened. Are you there? Hey Stacy. Crafting with Kim. I'm just outside running the dogs with very mild weather. It's so great to catch you while doing something else too. Oh, I do that all the time. I am a big podcast fan. And I listen to a lot of YouTube videos as well. So on the go. All right. So I'm mainly going to use the two-tone Flora bundle, but I wanted to show you a few cards. And then I better not put that back up there. My camera went wacko. Here is one. Isn't that lovely? That is using this beautiful lace. I'm calling it a background die. So pretty. And then the stamps and some coordinating ribbon. This is Pool Party. And then I think I made this one last week on one of my live streams, where we just kind of use some different paper. And I don't know, there's the embossing, a little embossed and a, I can't think of the name, an edge, a pretty edge. I know that there's a better name for it. And then we use the two-tone Flora. And you'll see why it's called Two-Tone Flora in just a second when we start stamping. But this is the card we're going to make today. It's just a simple little fancy fold. But aren't those flowers beautiful? Here you can see the two tones. I'm glad you caught me crafting with Kim G. We love chatting. I love chatting with you all. So it makes me feel like I'm not here by my lonesome. It's more fun. All right, I'm going to stick these under here so they're out of the way. And to make the card base on this is a fun little fold that you could use for any kind of using something that you might have at home in your stash. Not necessarily what I'm using, but I thought the Two-Tone Flora went really nice for this card because I wanted that little flower over on the edge. Okay, this is an 8.5 inch piece, 8.5, 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4 to make an A2 size card. And now we're going to get rid of 2 inches right here so we have room for our little flower situation. So I want that to be on this side, so I'm going to turn it to the right side. When you're folding your cards, when you put your, I'll give you a little tip if you don't know. When you, what am I doing? I'm making the crease there. Gosh, my brain is not working. Anyway, you're going to have like a mountain and a valley, and you always want to fold it in toward the valley, and then that helps your top not to crack. If we had done it the other way, it may, you know how thick our cardstock is. So that's just a little tip when you're folding your cards to fold it in toward the valley. Okay, but this is where we want our 2 inch little cut. So I'm going to line this up with my 2 inch line on my paper cut, on my paper trimmer, and then I'm going to put my line my little blade up with that score line. We scored it. That's what we did. We scored it. The word came to me. So now we've got this flap that we don't want anymore, and we could just use our trimmer, or we could just take some scissors and cut that out. Oh, thank you, Sherry. No, you didn't keep me up too late last night. Sherry on our chat just joined Stampin' Up, and my sister Stacy, she's in the chat too, she joined. So it's a great time to join Stampin' Up. You get so much free stuff right now during celebration, and you can earn, or you can, part of your starter kit, you can get a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. My sister's in Canada, so she was unable to join under me. But I think they combine all the North American events together when we have live events. So maybe we'll get to go to a live Stampin' Up event together. And that would be so much fun. And have a slumber party and all that. Okay, so there's our little card. That's how easy the fun fold is. Okay, now I'm using the Regency Park. I had forgotten I had this paper. But look how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this paper. I was just looking inside. I keep my paper in a little iris container. And I was looking for something else and found this. Oh my gosh, I love that. So, I love it. But I chose the blue because, blue is my favorite, and Balmy Blue is my primo favorite. So we're going to use that ink. And now I have to find out where all the pieces went. Oh, here we go. So you're going to have a piece of, this is such an easy little card, and it looks like you went to a lot of work. The designer series paper, and I'll have these measurements over on my blog later after I get off of here. 4 by 3 1/4. And look at this opposite side. It looks, that would be so perfect for a masculine card. I love it. I get so excited. Oh, let me show you, Sherry. I call them an iris container. Does anybody else have another word for them? I have two. They're huge. I don't know if it'll show in my screen. I'll do this. This is how I organize my paper, and I have done all kinds of different kinds of organization. But this one stacks on top well. I think I got it at, you know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. I think Iris is the maker of it. That's why they're called that. Yeah, IRIS. I think you can also get them on Amazon. But I put all my current paper in one of these. This is everything from the mini, the spring mini. And then I have another one with the annual catalog. So that's how I organize my paper, and I've done it several different ways throughout the years, and that's worked the best for me because it keeps it all in one place. Nothing bends because it's, anyways, I like it. I've kept it that way for about 2 or 3 years. Okay, the next thing on our agenda, oh, let me do this. I feel real squirrely today. You need a piece for your inside, your insert, a piece of 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm not going to glue it down. I always like to do my stamping and everything in case I mess up. I don't ruin this whole situation. So we're going to just kind of eyeball where we want these leaf branches to go. I'm using some soft succulent and this image from the two-tone Flora. Don't you wonder how they come up with the names for these things? I bet it's hard because, you know, after 35 years, Stampin' Up! Is 35 years old. I bet it's hard to come up with an original name. I wonder if they recycle. I bet they do. Okay. I'm just trying to, I don't want my leaves to go over there. So I'm just kind of, it's not glued down, but I want it to be. All right. So I'm going to put one little branch up here. And one little branch down here. We're going to cover up that mess with a flower, but it doesn't look too bad if you did it like that. I didn't want to put a flower there. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, that's the Regency, what did I call it? Regency Park. It's in the mini. It is beautiful paper. I forgot I had it. Okay, now I just have a scrap of basic white. This one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And we're going to stamp all of our little images that we're going to die cut out here in a minute. Now, if you have the mini instead of the full blown, you would need a smaller sheet of paper and probably, you know, run it through. But if doing it this way, we can just run it through once in the big machine. And it'll be faster. You guys don't want to see me do all that. Okay, I've got the Balmy Blue. This is the Night of Navy. And then the Shaded Spruce. The coordinating colors in the paper are always on the back or in the catalog. And Shaded Spruce is the green. I really feel like Soft Succulent works well. But there are some darker ones. So we're going to use the Shaded Spruce on these little dimensional leaves. Kathy, I'll put all the products I'm using today in the description when I'm done, in the description below, and you can put it on your wish list. That's what I do. Do y'all have a wish list? I was looking for something, but I don't see it, so we're going to do without. Okay, so two-step stamping. The Fancy Flora stamp set has a solid image, and then it has the second step on all of these little flowers. So that's how I got all the beautiful dimension on there. I love it when they do that. So I'm going to take my Balmy Blue and this is the hardest part, is lining them up. But this one has a little opening right there. I don't know if you can see it. And it lines up with this little opening here. So that is kind of helpful. And then I found if I stamped off once, it wasn't as dark, and I liked it better. Let's see how it turned that flat little flower into like it's blooming. I love that. Okay, we're going to do two more the same way. This one is one I had trouble with because it's smaller and my little eyeballs couldn't see the there's like 5 little things in the middle, and that kind of helped me line it up. And I'm going to stamp it off once too. And then I think it goes like this. There we go. Oh, I did it perfectly. I love it when that happens, especially when I'm on with you guys. It usually doesn't go that way, does it? Okay, and then the final little flower. Hi, Loopy. Crafting with Kim G has a core catalog wish list and then seasonal wish lists for all of her favorite products. I know. If we all could have won that $1 billion thing, believe me, I tried. The lottery that somebody won, not me. Okay, this one has a little blink blink, and that's what I lined up with this one. I didn't do very good on that one, but it's okay. All right, did we do all of them? We did all of the flowers. Now we're going to do 2 leaves, and I'm not sure we needed 2 leaves. I might try something different on this one. And I think that's it. There's 3 flowers. Yep. Okay, we are done with everything, all of this stuff. We're going to bring out the soft succulent in a minute. And then what we would do is cut these out with the coordinating dies. But I have already done that, so you guys don't have to watch me line all these up. That's another story. But there is a die for all of these images. Love it. There we go, like that. And you'd run that through your die cutting machine. And end up with all of this. We've got our big flower, our medium flower, and our little flower, and 2 leaves. We're done with that. Now, on this part, on the little circle. I went ahead and cut a circle. It is a little over 2.5. I believe on our layering circle dies, it's the third largest. No, it's the second largest plain circle die. I just cut a circle. And then I use the leaf image again. And I'm gonna, everything's piling up here. Excuse my reach. I'm gonna clean that off because I don't want to stamp the whole leaf onto my circle. I want the top of the leaf, this part, to be on my circle, and I don't want all of that. So we're gonna grab the ink. This is the soft succulent again, and I'm just gonna ink up to here. I'm just gonna not ink that bottom part. It's gonna look a little messy. Oh, thank you, Loopy. It's the stamp set. It's not me. The stamp set makes it so beautiful. Those flowers are gorgeous. And you know, I don't do flowers a whole lot. I'm not really a flower person, but I really like this set. Then I'm doing that again. I inked it up. I only inked it to about there. And I'm gonna kind of cattywomp it. So it looks kind of messy right there, but the ends of my leaves showed, and that's what I wanted. And we're gonna cover the rest up with our little die cuts. All right. Hold on. There we go. Okay, and I want to put the sentiment. I love this sentiment. That is from the other stamps that I showed you at the beginning. The Something Fancy. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. I'm terrible with sending birthday cards out on time. Or at all. And these are red rubber cling stamps, so I like to use my Stamparatus just for stamp placement. I'll show you how I figure it out. I always put a little marker where I'm going to line up my card so I know where to put my stamp. And let's just say I just plop that on there, and I want to make sure it's straight. I take a little Post-it note and put it there. Then I ink up my it's that two-step stamping, girls, that makes them look so pretty. And then I know for sure that it's as straight as it's going to be for me. And I can, and that wasn't supposed to happen, but we know the stamp is on there straight now. So I don't waste this. These red rubber stamps, I love them. They have the best, I think, the sharpest images. They are real crisp, and but they are hard to line up sentiments with. At least that's my experience. So I'm always getting them crooked. So I like to use my Stamparatus for that. All right, now I'm not afraid to adhere this down. Okay, we're getting there, right? So I took the big flower image, and I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm going to put that right in the middle there. And then I thought it needed something, something, so I did these leaves, but I'm not sure it really does. I think I might just put one leaf on. What do you guys think? This one has two, and it looks a little bit like penguin feet or something. I think just one. Why don't you guys vote? One set of leaves kind of coming out from the flower. We could put one up here, but I think that looks weird too. I think on this one I'm just going to put one. You guys can vote. On this one I'm going to use a mini dimensional and kind of tuck it up under that flower. There we go. I kind of like that one. That one just looks a little crowded, right? Okay, now we're going to put the front together. I'm going to just adhere this flat on. It's already going to probably cost extra postage with the dimensionals, so I didn't want to make it, but I'm going to add these up too. So I didn't want to pop the circle up. And then I forgot to add my little extras. There's a cute little, I don't know if you can see them. I think they're flowers. So I just kind of put them all over the place to fill in those empty spots with the balmy blue. Okay, Sherry agrees with me. The one leaf looks better. I do. I think so too. I don't know if these are gonna, once we put on our these little flowers, if those are gonna show. Goodness, my nose itches so bad. Sorry guys. Our air is so dry right now. Oh, I think it looks good even with just the one flower too, now that I'm looking at it. But I thought we'd use the rule of 3 here. Well, that's a good idea, Crafting with Kim. Just have 3 leaves. I think that's an excellent idea. I'm going to have this one kind of peeking out from behind there. Stacy agrees that the one leaf looks better. Okay, and then I grabbed these adhesive backed Milky Dots because they have, I don't know what color this is. It's just a gold color, and I thought it would kind of pull out that yellow from the paper. So that's why I chose these. And I put a big one right in the middle here. And then one of these smaller ones, if I can get it, here. We could have just used some markers and added that, but I always like to include one embellishment, either a ribbon, a baker's twine, or some kind of jewel in a card. We do swaps as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and when I started, I was kind of taught that when you swap a card, it should have at least 2 layers and an embellishment. So the person receiving the swap gets the same thing that they produce. Okay, now I am going to do a little heat embossing on that. I just thought the Night of Navy would look prettier than just a white tag, so that's why I did that. So we're going to take, this is a 3/8 inch strip, scrap of Night of Navy, and I'm going to use my anti-static tool and then Versamark, and then this is another stamp from the Always Famous or something. Something fancy set. Y'all, in my younger days, I was an executive secretary and I kept 3 men organized and it was all in my head. I didn't have to write anything down. My, have things changed. I wish I had that sharp mind now. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to heat that up with the heat tool. So I excuse the noise for a minute. Okay, then I'm going to just trim the ends with my snips. And flag this end. Okay, and we're just going to stick it on there. I'm going to use the mini glue dots for that as well. Probably 3 of them. Like I said at the beginning, this is a great fold to use with any, any products that you may have. It's just a fun little something different, It looks like you went to a lot of trouble, but it's so easy. I'm trying to stick that under there a little bit. There we go. I like that. Okay. That is the card. I love it. Okay, if you came on late, I showed, what did I do with those other cards? I showed some other cards that were made using this set, but alas, they're not here. Where did they go, y'all? Does that happen to you? Oh, here they are. I tucked them over here. Here's one. I think I showed this one on a live stream last week. And I used the same color. I used Calypso Coral on top of Calypso Coral. So it's not as, the definition isn't pronounced. I should have probably stamped off on that first layer. And then here's one we did at Bingo last week using that lovely lace dye. And I did kind of stamp off on that one. But anyway, those are 3 cards using the two-tone Flora. Stacy says her friends and her call it mental pause. That's a good, that's a good word for it. It's either COVID brain, maybe I got the COVID brain. I did have COVID this summer. It was not a bad case, but maybe I think it's just I'm getting old. I think Stacy's right. It's mental pause. Okay, thank you ladies for joining me this afternoon. It's been so fun to chat with you. I didn't grab my cup of coffee. I had some lunch and I meant to grab a cup of coffee. I just started keto on Monday. So my lunch was a pickle wrapped with turkey and cream cheese. So I had pickle breath and I thought, oh, coffee would help with my pickle breath. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I'll be back Monday for Make It Monday. And if I can answer any of your questions, let me know. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to send out a catalog to you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any episodes. And if you go over to my blog, there's a lot more content and samples, and it'll include all of the cutting and scoring guides for my projects. So it's a little bit more detailed over there. I think that's it. Thank you guys. Have a great afternoon. Have a great weekend coming up, and happy stamping.